Baby, whose real name is Jonathan Lindale Kirk, is getting canceled by Twitter right now after he made homophobic remarks as well as bringing controversial rapper Tory Lanez on stage. If you remember, Tory was all over the news after it was alleged that he had shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot following a disagreement. In the video, DaBaby says to the audience that he will give someone $1 million if they can guess who it is that he brought onto the stage. Tory is on stage in what looks like a giant bobblehead costume, and as he gets revealed, the audience was not impressed, to say the least. Probably because Megan Thee Stallion had just performed her set right before this, so it was in pretty bad taste. The audience also made sure to make it very clear that they were not amused by this surprise performer. As the two were performing together, a fan in the audience took off their shoe and whipped it at DaBaby. At the end of his performance, he said, "If you didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, or any of them deadly STDs that'll make you die in 2 to 3 weeks, then put your cell phone lighter up. Ladies, if your coochie smells like water, put your cell phone lighter up. Fellas, if you ain't sucking D in the parking lot, put your cell phone lighter up." In response to that, people called for his cancellation, like this one Twitter user who said, "DaBaby and Tory Lanez can be canceled to hell and back, but until these cis hetero male dudes stop listening to them, there will never be actual growth. Ew, the DaBaby can be canceled now, thank you." With even a verified account saying, "Supporting DaBaby or T.I. says a lot about y'all. I tell fans to put a cell phone light in the air and y'all start a million-man march. I told you y'all digested that wrong, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm impressed. Now show this same amount of support when a racist cop killed one of our black asses. You not." Adding, "Anybody who done ever been affected by AIDS, HIV, y'all got the right to be upset. What I said was insensitive even though I have no intentions on offending anybody, so my apologies. But the LGBT community, I ain't tripping on y'all. Do you. Y'all business is y'all business."
I'm gonna turn it over to the panel. I got my thoughts on it. DaBaby's funny to me, but I ain't gonna.
Yo,
first of all, I don't know
so
little baby, like I don't even I don't know the difference. I'm at that age.
There's one, yeah, it's two different ones. One
There's two.
North Carolina.
Wait, DaBaby is from Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And little baby
I might know
is
a
the
little
one
one.
who was at the White House. He does a lot of like he's considered the best rapper right now. But as far as DaBaby's comments, let me just touch on it real quick. I think at a concert where a celebrity is under the influence doing what they do, because I'm gonna say this, don't take him, don't cancel him because he said something about the LGBTQ or whatever. I know I ain't say it right, but you'll ride with him when he talks about shooting and killing black people. You know what I mean? So if don't hold the hypocrisy for one group if you want equality and fairness the whole way around. That's all I'm gonna say on it. Like don't praise him and have him on all your billboards and all your concerts across the world, but as soon as he says something about somebody, one part of it, you're offended. Like, come on. Don't that's all I'm gonna say.
who wanna go next?
I'll just say that
Everybody, PC.
I'm just sitting here thinking and pondering on this. It's like someone needed to like provide some mentorship to Baby before he went out there. Like, come on, like you've been given this opportunity and this platform to be able to go out there and show the world your music, right? Use your platform in a positive manner. I understand all of your lyrics are not 100% positive. Some of that stuff is really negative. But for you to say offensive things like that, someone should have said, "Hey, I think you had too much to drink. Maybe you shouldn't smoke that or whatever you're doing. Maybe you shouldn't do that before you go on stage," so that you can have a clear mind, so that you're able to articulate what it is that you really want to say. Because I think he was just saying some crazy stuff that he made up off the top of his head, thinking that he's getting everybody hyped, but he wasn't. Like, he sounded really stupid. He sounds very ignorant, and now he's out there apologizing for something that he said at a concert, which is dumb. Like, who the fuck died from HIV in 2 to 3 weeks? Like, come on, baby. What the fuck school did you go to? Okay, let me calm down.
That might be a problem. I think.
Oh, shot.
Well, and I think.
Hold up.
Seriously, I think
he said, I don't think Eazy-E died that fast.
What?
Yo, he's going to hell.
Yo, because Eazy-E like found out he had AIDS and was dead like the next month. That was like the only person that I ever. Dude was cool for a week, and then I mean, it is what it is. It happened.
Well,
shit.
and
We here.
I think too, like, this is the thing, and I think some of it of course, yeah, we know there was going to be outrage about the comments towards the LGBTQ plus community. I just say plus because this other stuff I forget. But I think some of it too is also the sensitivity to, and there's sensitivity to the AIDS, HIV, the 80s, and for especially for like somebody like Elton John, who went through that in the 80s and probably lost a lot of people. So when you get into that older age group, like they're really sensitive about it because, like they lost people to it because it was A, we don't know how to treat this or deal with this. B, governments were horrible to people about it. And so it's like, listen, we made it through. Just don't be ignorant about it.
Right.
That's how I see it.
All right, I'm taking it on the level of.
Why y'all so quiet on this?
Right.
I'm taking
because I think it's some BS. I really do. Like he was drunk or high or something, and he wasn't thinking. And then everybody's holding him accountable for that bull. That's dumb. I mean, it probably is his real thoughts and feelings that he let out inappropriately. But then again, you got to think about his age, his lack of mentorship, his influence, his mindset.
If he
all that, I think I feel
he's under the influence, a drunk mind makes it so hard.
That's true.
What you saying, Vaughn?
I feel like he was not prepared for the show. They booed him because he had a weak show. He had a weak follow-up, and it touched a nerve on him to where he just wanted to lash out at everybody to make them feel like how he felt right there at that time. So, I'm saying you need to step your performance up. If somebody coming, like I watched the thing with Jay-Z was talking about coming behind DMX, and how DMX just had the whole stadium like under control, and then he had to follow it up. So he said I had to step my game up. So now I'm diving out of stands. I'm coming up through the floor, like I'm doing everything extra because I got to follow behind DMX, like killing this whole stadium. DaBaby just needed to step his performance up. So now just popping out of a bag is not going to get nobody's attention. So you need to go to the next level.
See, my thing, what it is though, like, yo, you're saying it's all right to talk about how many times you killed this dude over and over and over again, and you'll pop the next dude, blah, 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 blah. He didn't make a song about it. He made a comment while he was walking at a concert that if there wasn't any footage, it wouldn't even be known. But they'll play over and over on his song over the radio about him talking about killing these dudes. But he just said whatever. And I get everybody's semi-sensitive about AIDS, HIV, and we get it because we grew up knowing that era that horrified people. But that's hypocrisy to try to say, yo, well, fine, we just ain't gonna do none of this no more. We in a whole Black Lives Matter movement moment, and yet you'll still let him talk about killing this. You know what I'm saying? But then yet, as soon as he says something out his mouth about, man, if you die from AIDS in 2 weeks, you know what I mean? Like, you still here or you ain't. But see, his age group also knows that a lot of these dudes do go both ways. That's why he said the comment. You know what I mean? So there's some truth into it. That's why some people are sensitive and hurt about it. Not the AIDS 2 weeks thing, but you know what I mean? Like, we had downloads, all types of things for years. You know what I'm saying? So some parts about it might have affected some people. So we can't beat him up over something that we just didn't want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you'll let him say some crazy stuff, and that's my thing on it. So like, you can't just want to cancel him out because of that simple shit when there's all types of worse shit going on.
So here's oh Lord Jesus, here's my thing. Like I said to y'all in the text messages, if my dog shits in the house, it's my fault. So regardless of how well I train him, if I don't let him go out to the bathroom and he shits in the house, that's on me. If I leave my dog out and I leave trash in the kitchen and he goes in the trash bag and tears up the trash, that's my fault. At some point, you have to stop signing people and giving them platforms when they really ain't talking about shit. He's trash. He's trash underneath Dipset. Like, there's no reason this dude should have a fucking contract. Seriously, he's trash. When you don't have content and you don't have anything that you can actually rap about that makes sense to anyone, the moment that you hit a dead spot, you're gonna go for whatever you think you can go for. And that's what he did. No one actually says publicly to anyone, like,
but see, there you
if
go,
you
publicly.
got AIDS. Nah, I'm saying, because a lot of people say a lot of stuff privately, and that's where you get checked at. And it's like, yo, don't ever say that shit in public.
Yeah.
But, like, to go out and be like, if you don't got AIDS, put a light up. Like, what the fuck?
Who does that?
If you did have AIDS, you gonna put your light up like, you ain't talking about me.
Well,
but it's,
they do got AIDS commercials for, like, yo, because they got commercials for medicine.
And that's what I'm saying.
If you got HIV, it's not even dormant no more. So they telling people to go have sex.
But they telling people not to wear a mask with COVID. It's the same fucking thing. Like, it's, if you're gonna go do it and be reckless, die. That's pretty much the message right now. If you're gonna be reckless and do it, you die. Period. So it's like, to be insensitive to whoever you're being insensitive to. When you have a platform, you have to make different decisions. And when you give people platforms and you don't give them the responsibility of that platform, they're going to make dumb decisions. It doesn't matter. It's not just going to stop with him. It's going to go across the board. Like I said, he brought Tory Lanez out after Megan Thee Stallion. After last year, you shot the woman in the foot. Like, you shot her in the foot last year, and then you bring that dude that assaulted your previous performer on stage with you and say, I'm gonna pay you if you can guess who this is, knowing you're not gonna buy $1 million, but it's just a simple fact that now you're gloating in her face, and that's supposed to be your friend, and this is the dude that shot her, knowing all that went off. It's ridiculous. As far as like the gay thing, gay people don't give a shit. Like, most people look at him like a dirty nigga anyway. So it's just, you that dirty, dusty young bull who had money to go into a studio, you made an album, and yet they need to stop giving these fuckers platforms just because you got money to go into a studio and you got money to pay a DJ. He's trash. He's trash. Dipset's trash. Trash.
We'll visit.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I like Dipset.
How you really feel?
Hold up.
They trash.
He hold on, before we go cut that off before you go, because he hates Jim Jones so crazy. But we'll revisit that on next week's episode after the verses. We'll visit that. We got to get into the subject matter.
LOX.
So we know Von's also a super LOX fan, so we didn't go get into that. So that's why y'all can't even live in the same house, because y'all on both ends of the other ends of the spectrum. Like, no, y'all actually on the same side. But let's get into the base.
I'm Locks fan either.
Yeah, I'm about to say no, we're not.
That's right. He's outcast. He's outcast the whole day. But
yeah, listening to no dude, they got a whole. He got 37 punchlines in a song. Ain't nobody trying to hear that with no damn Jadakiss.